And we're focusing on crop aggregation. Most of Kenya's agricultural production comes from an estimated 5 million smallholder farmers, but because production is dispersed and unpredictable, buyers incur high transport and other logistical costs to aggregate the small volumes collected from individual farmers. This trend has always forced down farm gate prices and reduces the pull effect of growing markets. Well, this week's episode, Philip Kitani visits a group of sorghum farmers in Siaya, Usonga, who have come up with a simple and effective way of aggregating their produce. Take a look.
Most small-scale farmers in Kenya sell their produce to rural traders in small lots immediately after harvesting, making the aggregation process both costly and time-consuming for buyers. Multiple handling and oversupply leads to low prices during the harvesting period, causing unnecessary and high level of wastage and economic losses. Most farmers sell individually because they are not organized in commercial groups that have capacity to consolidate produce into truckloads for transportations to markets.
Tulikuwa hatuna soko. Brokers walikuwa wanatunyang'anya na zile mikebe kubwa kubwa zile ambao zikija zinaitwa gorogoro. Sasa gorogoro hizo ndio zilikuwa zinatuumiza sana.
Where groups exist, they often lack contracts, have no reliable access to large-scale buyers, and are not equipped to provide support services for cleaning, grading, packaging, sealing, or storing their crops. From an end market perspective, the processors, wholesalers, and exporters with access to large-scale markets lack business models for procuring smallholder productions competitively.
What we have realized after working and doing value chain analysis, we realized that often agricultural markets have challenges linking farmers to the purchasers. And from the purchaser's point of view, it becomes very expensive to collect produce from each and every individual smallholder farmer.
Traditionally, aggregators are the first-level traders based in the villages who purchase directly from small-scale farmers and have linkages to outside markets. They have the ability to penetrate remote areas in search of produce and sell on in rural urban centers, either to wholesalers or retailers. They typically have low capital and operating costs and traditionally sell as soon as possible in the local market centers. Some also operate on an agency basis for major buyers, collecting produce from a large number of small-scale farmers and selling or taking commission in one transaction with their anchor buyer at the top of the supply chain. Their roles and activities are gradually developing and diversifying to meet the formal requirements of buyers and markets that depend on crops grown by smallholder farmers.
Kwa kuuza soko tunapata kwa njia rahisi. Soko wenyewe wanatuletea mbegu, tunapanda, kumaliza kupanda, tunakuja tunaleta kwa store hapa tunaweka, halafu tunapata soko hapa kwa bei mzuri kwa kilo. Tena hizi kilo tulikuwa tujui, sasa siku hii tumejua kilo, tumesagundua ya kwamba tulikuwa tunaibiwa kwa ile gorogoro.
For relatively low-value crops such as sorghum, large-scale producers have significant competitive advantage over small-scale farmers because of their low collection and transportation costs. When markets demand and prices for sorghum started to increase in 2013, USAID Caves partnered with several buyers, such as the Kisumu-based Transu Limited, to develop cost-effective and inclusive aggregation system. Transu is an aggregator and buyer of grains in Homa Bay, Migori, Kisumu, Siaya and Busia counties, and an agent for East African Malting Limited with a supply contract of 2,500 metric tons in a year.
In our business, what we do is we go out there, look for markets, and then we come back and engage farmers to produce for identified and known markets. Once we know the volumes that the markets require, then we come back and we contract the farmers to produce that volume.
Since startup in 2013, The company has grown from a zero base to aggregating sorghum, maize and soya beans from more than 15,000 smallholders in 2016. USAID KEF supported this growth through co-investment in farmer training, group capacity building and rehabilitating collection centers.
Smallholder farmers need to be guaranteed of a sustainable market that also gives them fair prices for their produce. That is the role that Trans is trying to do here, ensuring that the farmers have access to markets that are reliable and also ensuring that then farmers get paid promptly for whatever they produce.
Transu and KEF have also worked together with Rafiki Microfinance to obtain loans for onward lending to farmers for inputs, including sorghum thrashing machines, to reduce labor cost and post-harvest losses during aggregation.
Transu is not only aggregating commodities and produce from the farmers, but through us then farmers are able to access other services that on their own they may not be able to access. Like when they have the contract with us, then they'll have access to crop insurance. They'll also have access to credit for inputs, and also the partnership again which we have with the NGO card then ensures that then these farmers also have access to technical assistance in terms of extension services.
The financing agreement is designed so that Rafiki Bank provide loans to Transu for onward lending to farmers for inputs of seeds and fertilizer. Transu signs a contract with individual farm holders through their groups, with buying prices negotiated before planting. For the lovers of beer out there, as you enjoy your favorite drink at the moment, the raw materials for your next drink might just have been delivered by these farmers in Usonga and might soon be landing on a table next to you. Philip Keitang for The Next Frontier.